are live. Welcome to the True History of Oz RPG. Welcome to the True History of Oz. Mute that.
Oh no.
Great way to start.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. Tonight we're playing, as I said, the True History of Oz TTRPG. The RPG that takes you into the world of the True History of Oz that is a little like the Oz that you know, but a little different, a little darker and grittier. Tonight we will be playing with who wants to introduce themselves and their character first?
I will go first.
All right, yay!
Silence fell across the room. Hi, my name is Emily. I will be playing Hyacinth. She is a fancy lady assassin, so I'm very excited.
All right. And Billy.
Oh, hey, I'm Sydney. I'm gonna be playing Billy Sweet, and she is the best way I can describe it is an entertainer con artist. Always failing up.
All right, Chaz.
Hi, I'm Hunter. I am playing Chaz Mataz. He is a sleazy con artist.
All right. And Kipper.
I am Daniel. I will be playing Kipper today, and Kipper is a tracker who runs around with a little lamb named Wally.
What was the name of the lamb again?
Wally.
Wally? That's so cute.
All right. Let me... Okay, and we'll get started with, let's see. So, tonight, this TTRPG is based on the Forged in the Dark system. So, very straightforward 3d6 or d6 system with a narrative first kind of run to things. Let's get started. Billy and Chaz.
Yeah.
You've worked with Nick, the Tin Man, before, and had some success working with him.
Nothing but good experiences.
Yeah. You know, nothing terrible. And you've been requested to come back and speak with Nick. And so you come to the newly renovated Club Trauma after Nick performed a hostile takeover from its previous owner.
Right.
Falsetto.
Emphasis on hostile.
Yeah. You were told that this is a fairly urgent matter that needed to be addressed quickly. And so Nick was willing to pay you extra. And so you enter his office up at the top. They've repaired the large window that the former owner exited through. And Nick is sitting behind the desk, no longer fully in his big trench coat with the gloved hands. His very large mechanical arm is on full display. He says, "Yeah, come in. Chaz, Billy."
I slam the door open like I own the place.
Whoa, careful! That's some nice woodwork. All right.
Oh yeah, it's
my
lovely.
bad. Still open bar? Start walking over to the bar.
You said that some urgent matter you needed to attend to. I'm glad you called in the professionals.
Yeah. Look, there's a rumor going around that have good reason to believe. You're familiar with the Grinning Reapers, right?
Am I familiar with the Grinning Reapers?
I open my jacket where the like patch is on the inside of it.
Hold up the dagger. Those motherfuckers still owe me pain and suffering for this jacket.
Says, yeah, who isn't familiar with them? Scum of Carney Town, really. Well, turns out they may have a lead on something big. Talk was that one of their little runts ran into some kind of armory. Ancient armor, weapons, supplies. Things that someone looking to own a bigger piece of Oz may want some of. Now, this Reaper went into the wind, thinking one of the other local groups got hold of him. I need you to go find him. Make sure he doesn't talk to anybody but you. And then you get back here with information where this place is. I've brought a couple people in to help on this. Y'all can come in. And Hyacinth and Kipper, you enter in and you see Billy. Go ahead and describe what Billy looks like.
Well, she's like whipping around from the bar cart to see like Hyacinth and Kipper coming in. And she's in a like dark navy trench coat, a 3-piece suit that looks like it's been thrifted one too many times. And she has like a big like cowboy-ish hat on and just has like wild, unkept curly hair. And she kind of like smiles when she sees Hyacinth, and she has like one gold tooth. She's got like the remnants of a black eye healing, and she's just like, "Oh my god, Hyacinth, welcome back. We're gonna have so many. How quiet do you want this mission to go, Nick? This is a subtle job."
Yeah. Hyacinth just winks at you.
I assume you're wanting subtle, otherwise there's no reason you would have called in Billy and myself. Subtlety is our middle name.
Right.
Right. Hyacinth, Kipper, I'm leaning on you to keep things quiet.
Of course, I can keep things quiet. If I have to.
Yeah, that's a specialty here with these two is they're a little better at tracking things down. No offense. Not really what
Hey.
I've seen with our work in the past between Billy and Chaz.
Well, hey, we had other people in the party. That's not, you can't pin that all on us. We successfully completed every mission you gave us.
Very subtly, might I add. Very subtly.
I was subtle. I didn't leave a shoe on a roof.
It was on the ground, but it's fine. Anyway, so we're just finding some guy and then bringing him back here, and
Yeah. Target's name is
Alright.
Skeeve. Last he was seen was getting drunk and wasted at the Whimpering Wisp. That's where these rumors started. Turns out he decided to celebrate a little too early. We need to get there before anyone else can. I can assume the Grinning Reapers are already there, but they're too disorganized to really plunder the place. So, head over to the Whimpering Wisp, see if you can find any lead on Skeeve. If you find him, you get him to talk, and you make sure nobody else can hear him. If you understand. Come back here, we'll round up a group and we'll head over there, wherever it is.
all right.
Did you say just out of character? Did you say Skeeve? is the name?
Skeeve, Keev.
God. And just before we head out, this Skeeve, you said he's at the bar, he's getting drunk and stuff. If he's got any preferred vices?
Well, from what I hear, he does like his cups. So, if you find him in good spirits, keep him in good spirits, if you know what I mean.
This is a corporate-funded bar crawl, then.
Hey, that's one thing we're very good at. We know how to keep a party going.
All right, well,
All right.
he's not getting any younger, so
Time is of the
let's go get
essence
him.
on this. Get going. I expect to see you back soon.
Head
Lily
out.
gives a salute and starts walking out with the bottle and the cup in her hand.
All right.
If memory serves, this place has really good Bloody Marys with like all the stuff on the top of it. So swing by the bar on the way out to get a walk me down of essentially lunch in a cup.
There we go. There we go.
Hyacinth kind of just like rolls her eyes at the bar. She's like, none of this is good enough for me. And picks up her skirt and walks out.
All right, there we go. All right. So, you guys are heading over to the Whimpering Wisp. Billy and Chaz, you've been there before. Hyacinth, I think you have also been there. I would say
Quite the regular haunt for the Grinning Reapers.
yes. Well, give or take. Give or take. It's a rougher place, but not the roughest place, which is usually where the Grinning Reapers hang out. The Reapers are kind of the lowest organized group in Carneytown, which is the outskirts of the city of Oz. It's where all the sort of vice and debauchery happens, that people in the city wealthy enough will sneak out and spend their nights in Carneytown, and those not wealthy enough make their meager living in Carneytown. And the Whimpering Wisp is a little more on the edge of the city, and sees its fair bit of business, its rougher crowd, but isn't known as much as a Reaper hangout. So it was a little odd that Skeeve was found in the Whimpering Wisp. But it doesn't take too long to head over there, especially at a quicker pace. Let's go ahead and have Kipper. Let's have you roll
Yes.
oh
my god.
let's have you do
So
a
exciting.
survey check.
Survey, okay.
Since this is kind of your specialty, Kipper is a little bit more of a
okay.
hunter background.
Great. So we go to insight, we go to survey. There's 4 total dots. One of them is clicked in, so that's going to be 1d6, correct?
So yeah, you'll roll 1d6. A 1 to 3 is a failure. A 4 or 5 is a mixed success. So you do what you want to do, but there is some consequence to it. And a 6 is a complete success. Now,
Right.
if you want, you can spend a fate point to add a die to this. And somebody
Okay.
else could spend 2 fate points to help you.
Yeah. How many
Okay.
fate points do I have?
So you have a total of 9.
9. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to spend them just yet.
Yeah, I'm holding on to mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to
You got
mine.
it. You got it. This is
For
your-
now.
You got signed on to do this kind of stuff. You got it.
I'll use a fate point. So
All
if I use
right.
1 fate point, now I have
Mhm.
8 total remaining, and I can roll 2.
Yep. And you take the highest.
One of them was a 1, the other was a 6.
Yeah, that's the Daniel rolls I know.
Yeah.
Rules of
Alright.
extremes.
So, as you're all heading up to the Whimpering Wisp. Kipper, sort of a bounty hunter, used to surveying the area as you approach and being aware of the dangers ahead. You notice that that there's one person kind of leaning next to the door outside of this place. Has kind of a hat down low, but doesn't seem like they're bored. They seem fairly aware of what's going on, almost like they're alert and on watch. And if you point this out to the rest of the group, you would all know this is unusual for the Whimpering Wisp. What would you like to do as you approach?
I think Chaz on the way over would have begun like pulling stuff out of his bag and stuff, and just he has a fine disguise that is kind of the more like partier type outfit, and so he's beginning to assemble that on the way over so that he doesn't look like he's on the clock.
All right. Is this your fur coat that you're popping out?
Yeah, fur coat is on. Got like a different shirt that's got like an actual collar to it, and like a bow tie, but there's like a big like pendant with a gemstone in the center of it, and got like a monocle and stuff like that. Very,
right.
very cool. But it's a monocle like those the like rave glasses that have like the bars across it.
Hilarious. Can I hop on this ruse that we're just drunk partiers?
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. Hyacinth will like take out some of her hair because it's usually pretty like well coiffed, just to kind of look like she's drunk, and she's gonna take Chaz's arm.
All right.
Also, Elliot, when we previously had played with Chaz and Billy, I had a project where I was like working on building out like a client list and building out this like business of being somebody who takes like high profile people and shows them Carney Town.
I
to
love
like
this.
let them see how the other half lives. Is that something that I've kind of built out by this point, where like it would be totally in character for me to have like high profile clients with me?
Yeah. I definitely think that would be something. We almost started before with you like in that process.
Right.
And so I think that would be something that, whether you have been successful making that a full-blown business or not, those who know Chaz know that that's kind of the business he's in. So it would make sense
like
that you
any of the bars and stuff around here absolutely know me, and like I envision it being like those the people who bring people into a bar and the bar pays them to like get high spenders into bars. That's kind of what I envision.
Perfect.
We're not in the bar yet, right?
Right.
We're
You're
just
still
approaching?
on approach.
As they're like getting their disguises, Billy is going to hand Hyacinth the full bottle that she took from Nick's office and just be like, here to complete your look.
Amazing.
Do we think this man's gonna run? Also, bad news. Last time I was here, I was thrown out, and I still have an open tab. So like, I don't know if you want me coming in here. I could watch the back. I could watch the front.
You have a
I could watch
freaking
both.
open tab everywhere.
Yeah, but the last time they said you gotta pay the tab or we're gonna break your leg, and I said I can run real fast. So and I did prove myself that day. So what I'm saying is maybe I don't go inside. Maybe I just stay outside and watch to make sure he doesn't, run.
Yeah, go out back door or something. We can't lose the quarry this early.
Right. Okay. So, do we have a signal for if you need me inside, or he went out the front door or something like that? Are we just yelling?
Good question.
I think if I start screaming, you should probably just come in.
Just start screaming.
Also, Kipper, is there just a lamb following us? Is your lamb just here?
Yeah,
Next
my
to you
lamb
like a
is
dog?
here. My lamb is definitely here.
So, like, Billy's like in the process of being like, right, so all it's about do we need a signal? And then she's like, her eyes keep darting over to the lamb, and then she like,
I'm just imagining like the lamb being held like a pet chihuahua.
it's a bag.
Lady's pet.
Okay. I have not done any vial, nor have I drank that much. There is a lamb. Is this yours? She's looking at Kipper.
The lamb is mine. Yes, this is Wally.
Right, what is it? What does it
I want to
do?
kick. I want to kick Wally a little bit, like gently. And I'd like Wally to try to do a growl like a dog, but it is a small little lamb.
Okay. And one of the features of your character specifically is you do have the stalwart companion feature, which is a magical feature for the tracker calling. So it means that you can actually communicate with Wally, and Wally can communicate back to you. And so like
just give him a growl, just scare him a little bit. Prove your dominance.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's just so cute.
That was great.
Oh, that's amazing. That is going to be fantastic for business.
Do you guys feel the intimidation factor?
Oh, was that
yes.
supposed to be scary?
Absolutely. That's a mean mug on a little.
It made me want to cuddle him.
It's like, oh yes, Wally, you're so terrifying. You're so aggressive.
Okay.
Kipper is
Little sheep tail waggling.
Criticism, good feedback. We'll take it into note. All right, Wally, don't worry. We'll practice. We'll practice.
Kipper is raising Wally to be like a full-grown like ram when he's grown up, but right now it's just this cute little lamb, little tiny horns coming out.
Do you want us to take? Are you going to come in with us or take Wally? I'll hold that dog. I'll hold that.
Can
I pet that dog?
Hyacinth has
very
never
much.
seen a sheep. This is 100% a dog to Hyacinth.
Such a weird looking dog.
Yeah. She just thinks it's exotic, okay? Like, obviously spent a lot of money on this.
Hyacinth, with her noble background, is not used to farm animals.
Exactly. She's never seen one. She doesn't know where the meat on her plate comes from.
The only lamb Hyacinth has seen has been on a plate with like a red wine reduction on it.
No.
Chaz and Billy
That's
on the other
crazy.
hand. Chaz and Billy on the other hand are no strangers to fleecing people.
Right. Yeah. Billy's just staring at this lamb and then is staring at Chaz with this look of like, listen, I know this is gonna go smoothly. This is crazy. But that's all the gaze commits. And then she kind of was like, yeah, all right. So we got the alert lamb. You can send that out, and I'm sure it's fast.
Yeah, nothing gets by Wally.
Right. So Wally can come let me know.
Wally's a wall. Nothing gets past him.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Wally the wall.
I just want to look at Wally like with like a super approving, like hell yeah, nod.
You got
Like
this.
completely delusional to the fact that it is a tiny, adorable, cute little lamb. Through Kipper's eyes, Wally has the aggressiveness of like Pitbull or Doberman or like Sherman Shepherd, like ready, like canine unit.
He's truly your equal. You know your
Did-
partner.
Right.
Did Kipper have some sort of like traumatic incident as a child related to a sheep that they are
Not even a
scary
little
animals to
bit.
them?
No.
Amazing.
No.
This is just delusion. This is pure and simple delusion.
I love
All
it.
right. So you're
And Billy's
all
like, yeah,
you're-
so just use that as an alarm. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go. And she like soft jogs towards the back of the club.
All right. Yeah, you round the back and go ahead and give me how are you moving around the back of this tavern? It's not a small tavern. It's not like a single room tavern. It's a little bit larger, but they don't it's not an inn. There's no rooms here. But there is a full back area with like a small kitchen that you can see. So it's a larger building.
But it's still outside, right?
Yeah, you're
her
still
plan is to be
outside. Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's just moving like she lives here. That's just a person walking down what I
Okay.
assume would be an alley into the back of the building. If anything, she'll light a cigarette and still have the tumbler glass that she has, just like with the zip left in it. She's just on a
Amazing.
stroll. She's out on a stroll. She like flick her hat back a little bit and just like walking back there. Probably starts whistling. The air of
Yeah.
casual.
You head around the corner and there is a rear entrance to the Whimpering Wisp. And you see another figure at the back door. Kind of arms crossed. This one's a little less subtle, just sort of standing there, kind of spots you and sort of looks, but then quickly shifts to try and look like they're not looking.
I give him a head nod. Sup? Nah.
Turns back, just looks, doesn't really nod back.
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna post up against a wall.
Do the people by the door seem like security of the bar?
It's you know that the Whimpering Wisp doesn't normally have security.
Right.
Like they've got a bartender that's kind of beefy that can kick somebody out if they need to.
This
They
isn't a
don't
Grinning Reaper,
have
right?
kind of their own situation going on.
Got
and so, but they also don't look like if you walked in, they would like stop you. Like they seem like they're just kind of hanging out and being alert.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
look
like
like
they're
a
not
Grinning
paying you a
Reaper or
lot of
anything, right?
attention. Hmm?
They don't look like a Grinning Reaper, right?
No, they don't look like Reapers. Reapers are anything but subtle. And normally
Yeah, I was gonna say,
wear like masks with these sort of grinning faces on, and like, you know, when they're operating, they're pretty obvious, and when they're not, they're still pretty obvious because they're like they're where all the dumb ones go. Is they join the Reapers. That's basically how it is.
Amazing.
All the dumb,
Perfect.
tough street thugs end up with the Reapers if they don't end up with someone else.
Amazing.
Okay. I mean, in that case, if I would assume it's not like the bar security or the tavern security, is it nighttime?
I would say it's like late afternoon. Like the sun is getting a little
okay.
bit lower. The shadows have kind of gone a little longer. But it's not like dark yet.
Got it. If that's the case, she'll actually walk up to this person and like offer them a cigarette and just be like, "You on lunch break or something?"
Yeah, something like that.
Right. You work here? Or...
Give me a sway. And
I
the other
got
thing that we'll bring up now is that every role has a position and an effect. So the position is like, how risky is this? Is this something that you can try over and over and try to get right? Or is it something that if you don't get it right now, bad things are going to happen? And so with position, there is desperate, risky, and controlled. And then position is that's position. Effect is how effective is this action going to be? So is it going to have very little effect? Is it going to be very powerful? Somewhere in between. And so that's where we're at here. Give me a sway roll, Billy. This will be risky standard. This guy doesn't seem too on edge yet.
I have 2 dots in sway. She's built to talk to people, hopefully. I got a 4.
Okay. So a mixed success. You have taken this guy's attention. He's like, no, you know, we're just you know, hanging out at the bar. Got a meeting going on inside.
We?
Takes the cigarette and lights it.
You
Thank
part
you.
of like a you part of like a club or something? You guys got
Something like that. Are you part of a club? Now he seems
I'm part of
to be a little more focused on you.
Oh, you know, I've been around. Was part of a traveling troupe with the dolls at one point. Gave up on that because it got real weird. Then I joined, and she's just gonna continue rambling.
Well, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, bar's closed for a private event. Why don't you go find someplace else?
Oh, yeah, all right. You got any suggestions on
Yeah, why
the
don't
other
you
bar?
walk that way for about 15 minutes? There's a great bar just out in the desert.
You know what, man? I give you cigarettes, and this is how you treat. It's just like turning to leave. Some
Rude.
people just have they lose their manners.
What are the rest of you out front doing?
If I can, I want to spike the bottle that Billy gave me
Okay.
with something
Yeah.
that either makes people sleepy or more malleable.
Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely
To be
one of
used
your
at a later time.
one of your items that you have, one of your trademark items is poison. And so or no, that's not one of your trademark items. So the other thing in the True History of Oz RPG is that you don't have to decide what equipment is on your character ahead of time. You can decide in the moment, but you have a specific load, which for this game, everybody's load is a light load, which means
Oh no.
you can only have a total of like 3. Now, there will be a point where you can change that. But for now, for this first bit, since you're in a hurry and they're wanting you to get to this guy fast, you all have a light load, which means only 3 item points, essentially. So we'll say that you have poison. That'll take up one of your points that's on you. As you have your small poisoning kit, little leather roll that you have with little tinctures, a few little droppers.
It's all in
it.
her jewelry too. She just has poison in each
Oh, I
each
love that.
ring, all her necklaces.
That's great. You just unscrew a little jewel here and
pour it in.
yeah. Let's call this a this could be a finesse or a prowl roll for you to like get the dosage right.
Yeah,
on
I can do
this.
prowl. I have more prowl.
Yeah. So this is you doing something kind of underhanded and sneaky. So prowl works.
I got a 6.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, you know exactly how to deal with this, and you put a few drops of this tincture into that bottle. What would you like to do, Hyacinth, now that you have this dosed bottle?
If Chaz is looking to approach the door, I'm fine playing it up like he's guiding me around town. I'm drunk. I have a bottle in one hand. If Kipper will allow me to hold Wally in the other, I'm happy to take Wally with me into the bar.
I think about it for a second.
Excellent. So she's holding a chihuahua in one hand, a ball in the other. And then she's like leaning on Chaz. You're probably like holding her up because she's pretending to be drunk.
I'm
we approach
pointing
the
out
door.
things as we're passing them and like loudly tour guiding, but it's not true stuff. It's all like fantastically embellished.
Yeah. Oh, how fascinating. This is my first time here. Did you not know you're the best tour guide I've ever had? You're so
Hey,
worth
that's
the
what they
money.
say. This place, though,
Mm.
this is something to behold.
Mm.
If this is your first time, oh my god, the fact that we haven't started here is truly criminal. We will correct that now.
I want
The
the
head up towards
real,
the bar.
authentic experience. Thank you.
Perfect.
The guard out front, do they seem like they're preventing us from going in, or?
No, they kind of you'll walk up to the door, and one up front just kind of looks at you and just watches you as you go in. It's like, crowded bar tonight. As you walk past him, he's not stopping.
Yeah, it's the best kind.
And contrary to what he tells you, which he give me a Chaz, give me a I'll say a study or survey check. This will be risky standard.
Got it. And
Risky standard?
Risky
What
standard.
does that mean?
So that's the position and the effect. So risky is kind of middle, standard is kind of middle effect. So it just means that he's not really going to have a chance to do this again if he's not successful. And standard means that he'll just kind of get something out of this. It won't have a huge effect or like very little effect.
And remind me the difference between if I have a dot in that and if I don't have a dot in that.
So if you don't have a dot, then you're rolling 2d6 and you take the lowest number.
Got it.
If you have a dot, you roll
So
1d6.
a dot is just one.
Yeah. Can I help?
Sure.
Because
So
I have
that'll-
2 in
that'll be-
survey, but I can give 2 fate points, right?
So you burn 2 fate points. He gets
I can
1
burn 2
extra
fate?
die.
Okay, I'll burn 2 fate for that.
It's a 3 and a 5.
Okay. With a 5, you notice, like, as he's saying full bar tonight, he almost expects that to sort of turn you away. And then as you just walk right past him, or seem like you're going to walk right past him, he seems a little perturbed. And,
Question.
And then he kind of, oh yeah, go ahead.
Is he a criminal?
Oh.
Because
Okay.
if he's a criminal, I have part of the underworld, which means any non-violent interaction with criminals who have skills or practices similar to mine, I get a +1 effect to the roll.
Oh, okay,
amazing.
yes.
I don't
So
even
this
need to
is
burn
this is
then.
now great effect. Yes. This guy does seem like he is part of some kind of underground group. And you can't quite tell who. But yeah, you get that, like, he's not there to fully stop anybody from coming in. He's there to
Dissuade.
yeah, not even like directly intimidate people, but just make it seem like I don't want to go by and deal with this guy at the door. I'll just keep walking and find someplace else. Like the randos that would be walking through, like what he thinks you are. And with that, you also notice he kind of does a knock on the doorway that isn't as audible to you going in, but you know that from the inside, if it's quiet inside, that would be a tell to people inside that someone's coming in. And so you do notice that, but you are able to walk right past him.
Cool.
And Kipper, I assume you're walking with them into the bar.
Yeah, I'll follow along right behind him.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of gives you the same look, and you enter, and there's very few people in here. There's maybe like 4 people at
Full bar.
tables.
Full bar. Yeah, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
Kipper says this out loud as he enters the bar.
Whole bar, yeah, right.
And there's nobody at the bar. Like there's nobody working the bar, which you know that there's a bartender here named Gruff that isn't here, and he owns and runs the bar. We'll jump back over to Billy. Billy, what would you like to do at this point?
Walk away from this rude man. And she's going to. Is this a 2-story building or is this a 1-story building?
No, it's a 1-story building. Roll a I'll call this a study or survey.
Do a survey.
And this will be let's see. This will be controlled standard.
Controlled. Ooh. I have 1 die on this. I'll tempt fate I'll spend a fate for a 2nd die.
Okay.
Because knowing me. Yeah, that was good. I got another 4.
Okay. You're fairly sure that there's some kind of like small cellar or something. So while it doesn't have a 2nd floor, there is some kind of space below the main space. But you're not sure where the access to it is or anything. You've heard Gruff say like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go get that from the downstairs."
But I know it's like connected to the interior of the bar. It's not like a. Only
looking around, you
exterior.
don't see anything outside that would connect.
Okay, so the entry would probably be inside.
Yeah.
She like thinks for a second, and then she's like, "Are there windows? Can I look through some windows? Or are they all shuttered?"
There are a few windows. They are all shuttered at this point. So, which is another thing that normally they're cracked to keep it from being horribly hot inside.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've all been shut.
Are they completely shut, or just like kind of boarded up with like little slits of light or something?
No, they're like closed with the shutters closed on the inside. So it's not like they've been boarded up or anything. So like you could
no seeing through.
I mean, without really going up and looking for a spot, you're not sure. This is like everything in Carney Town. This is a pretty ramshackle place. This isn't like a well-built, orderly place. So there could be spots to like peek inside. And there are windows in the back as well as the sides and the front.
The sides would give me the most cover from like people right now, though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have people like outside patrolling or anything.
Gotcha. With the confidence and air of familiarity that she has done this 1,000 times, I think she's gonna pull out like a small knife, and try and pop one of the windows up just enough to like reach in and push the shutters open a little bit.
Okay. All right. I would call this it would be a finesse more likely. And I'm going to call it risky limited. Because if you can pop it open, that's like the first step in a multi-step process.
Yeah, I got a 3.
Okay.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible.
It's
not, but it's the best possible failure.
It's the best and you know what? That's the energy we need with the way I roll.
Where are you, like, where in the, if you imagine that it's just a square building,
Yep.
Or more rectangular with the front and the back.
Yep.
Where along that perimeter are you picking a window to pop open?
Closer to the back.
Okay. All right.
Amazing.
So I will give you a choice.
Okay. Ooh.
Do you want this to be noisy or messy?
Hey, yo.
Messy is funnier because it makes me think of the Nice Guys when he punches the window and then cuts his whole arm. But I think noisy.
Okay. So yeah, you get your knife in there, and you go to sort of pry it loose, and it goes, and like fully pops open, and with this loud squeaking noise, and you hear movement inside, like somebody walking across the boards inside, like loudly, like quickly towards that window.
Yeah, I'll move to the side, then hide, hopefully out of view.
Okay. Give me a
Would
prowl.
would we be able to hear this happen from the
Hmm.
inside now that we're there, or is it
Um,
like too far away or something? Are we in a different room?
the only thing, so the main space and at the Whimpering Wisp is a very large tavern space with just tables and the bar, and there's a small section without tables that they use for entertainment.
Like
Mm.
performances,
And there is
bands.
currently somebody there, like loudly strumming on this sort of stringed instrument, and like at a weird volume singing, just going through random songs. And so you don't quite catch this loud window in the
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Did we ever get a description of the target?
No, you just know that his name is Skeeve. Not a lot else is known about him. He's
Okay.
very low level, and so has mostly been ignored. Isn't like a known name until this event.
Got it.
You know, to be low level in the Grinning Reapers is to be the lowest level in any kind of
That's tough.
organization in
Yeah.
Carney Town.
It's tough.
Yeah.
In case you were curious what I rolled, it wasn't one. Probably
okay.
like as she's popping the knife and the loud sound because she's like shit and then like can't pull the knife for shit.
Okay, so this person pulls open the shades and pops their head out and goes, "Hey, who the hell are you?" And is reaching for something inside.
It's a test.
Testing, 1, 2,
Test.
3.
This has been a test of our emergency broadcast system.
You passed. I was hired by your boss to test you. You passed. Congratulations. Security checks are good.
Fire safety, check. Loud rickety boards, check.
We're gonna jump back to the rest of the group. You enter the bar.
I couldn't just stand back there, guys. I just
this
normal for
entertainer is
people.
in the corner, just like
Mhm.
almost yelling these songs, and like trying to strum as loud as they can. And the rest of the bar is like dead still.
Okay.
Nobody is like sitting at a table having a conversation.
Can I make a survey roll just to see if the band is trying to cover up noise coming from somewhere else
That's what
in
I
the
was
bar?
about to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
2 in survey.
Go ahead. This will be a controlled standard.
Controlled standards. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the first time we went to trauma, I think this was a very similar situation of like there was somebody who had like was getting their fingers broken upstairs or something.
Yeah,
Back
that's
in the
There's
day,
a
no?
there's
Yeah, yeah,
a band downstairs keeping it loud.
Uh-huh.
yeah. I unfortunately only got a 2. It's a failure.
Yeah, this
I'm too distracted by my own noise and the holding of Wally.
this guy is not good. So you think that maybe he's just real bad at this.
Mm.
Is this what all the music sounds like in Carney Town? How exotic!
I think Chaz kind of looks over at the the minstrel and just goes, "No, this guy, he's gotta be like the brother of somebody."
Nepo baby.
I will say,
Sir, can you play something else, please? This noise, it's giving me a headache.
since that roll was controlled, you or someone else can try it again, and it just moves up
Okay.
to risky.
Got it.
So we clocked that there should be a bartender,
Mm-hmm.
Gruff, who is not here, right?
Yep.
I think I pretend that I haven't noticed that,
Okay.
and I'm just kind of like not looking at where he should be, and kind of like just taking in the rest of the bar and walk up and kind of like lean on the bar and like, "How you doing, Gruff? Been a day. We got a very important person here." And then kind of turn, see that Gruff wasn't there. I'm like, "Where the hell is Gruff?"
Nobody seems to respond.
We're cultivating a fun energy at this bar.
Yeah. We are the
Fun.
party.
The energy is the opposite of that, and y'all are bringing all the energy. But yeah, it is quiet, except for this guy like just yelling off key and almost just hammering on this like lyre.
Can I get closer to the guy playing the lyre?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, please, just play anything else. Maybe something a little softer. We can grab you a drink from the bar if you'd like. It's totally on me. And I just like flash my money and like flash the bottle that I have and be like, try to.
Chaz cringes visibly.
Oh,
Give me a sway roll.
A sway roll?
This will be risky limited.
Risky limited. Okay. I have 0 in sway.
oh.
So this will be interesting.
Part
I
one
can
of
tempt.
Chaz's don't
Yeah.
show your money when he's giving people tours. He's like, "There's one thing you can't do."
Don't show your money.
As somebody who has given tours in places where people should not be flashing their money, it doesn't matter how many times you tell them, they will.
There you go. And there you go.
It's completely in character. So if I tempt fate, do I just roll 2 and take the highest? Or do I just do a flat roll?
So it would be a flat roll.
Flat roll.
Mm-hmm. Now, if somebody else helped you, then you would add another die and you could roll 2.
Okay.
I'll help.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll to help. Can I just take Wally and protect Wally's ears a little bit? Try to soothe
Yeah.
Wally a little bit.
Oh, this music is so disturbing for my dog. Please, Kipper, take him.
And if we help, it's 1 fate point.
No, if you help,
Or
it's
2.
2?
If
Got it.
you
If we
tempt
use-
fate yourself, it's 1.
1. Got it.
Double ones.
Oh.
Double
Didn't help.
ones.
Oh.
Double ones.
What the hell?
Just straight snake
dang
eyes. We're going back to muffin dice.
Oh no.
This guy fully ignores you.
Oh.
And you also hear one of the people sitting at a table by themselves. You kind of hear over the their chair scoot back a little.
Oh.
She's just gonna
Feedback, like in
pretend
an aggressive tone,
Um,
or just like in a coincidental tone.
I'll say the
Right.
rest of you see this guy looking straight at Hyacinth,
like,
and basically instead of like sitting at a table with his arms up like this, has now sort of straightened up and moved a leg
Ooh.
out, and is like, if they need to, they're gonna get up and do something.
okay, she's gonna
Chaz.
pretend like she didn't hear the chair move, and just keep like pouting. Oh, such terrible music, and just like slowly walk away from the guy playing the band into the bar.
Chaz sees this interaction, kind of looks around like he's just looking for the bartender, and then kind of looks at the room and goes, well, no wonder the vibe in here is so dead. If the bartender's not even here. Hey, give me a second. And he just walks around the bar to behind it. The people need drinks. I know Gruff. He'll be fine with it. I'll help him out. People need drinks here.
Chaz does
And just-
that.
Can I-
Everybody in the room stands up. The three people at tables all stand up, and the one closest to you, Chaz, like starts heading around the bar and is like, "Hey, you need to leave."
Kind
And is like walking towards you to
Yeah,
like move, like make you leave.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we're gonna be paying customers. There's no bartender. You guys want drinks? I know I want a drink. We're here to spend some money.
Please, it's my first time in Carney Town.
You said you walked around the bar, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like hands up and kind of walk a little bit towards him, just like very. Chaz is a master of the like I couldn't possibly be a threat to you stance.
Yeah.
Takes a couple steps towards him and says, "Hey, buddy, there's no need for whatever that is. I'm friends with Gruff, at least they're not. They're new in town, but kind of like lean in. And I'm like, listen, bud, this is what I do. Is I take people to places. This is one of the big stops on the night. We're not trying to cause any trouble. Happy to ensure that you guys and your people here have fun. I don't care what you're doing. I'm just gonna make sure that they're having a good time. I would love to use Consort
Mm-hmm.
and use Inception by suggesting a simple idea that we're just here to have a good time. We're like, they should just let us help you guys have a good time as well. So with Inception, when you suggest a simple idea to someone, they accept it and believe it was their own. It's a short, simple, and non-violent thought that doesn't have major repercussions on their life.
I think this is the perfect opportunity to use that. So make a consort roll. And this is the first use of full-on magic, because this is an ability that requires you to have a point in your magic skill to take.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way to amplify magic in Oz if you want this to be more powerful, where you basically are putting more risk into it for more reward.
Okay.
Would you like to do that?
That depends. What do I need to do?
Let me.
Like, if he rolled high enough, would they drink with us?
Like it could end up being more like fully Jedi mind trick, as
Yeah.
opposed to
Oh,
like just
yeah.
dropping an idea that they think.
Hey, Chaz has never turned down risk before. Why start now? What do I need to do?
All right. So I need you to roll. To empower a magic ability, roll 1 die to determine the cost of empowering. So roll
Okay.
1d6.
And I want it to be low.
No, you want it to be high. It's the same thing. 1 through 3 is not great. 3 through 5.
4.
4. Okay, so it costs you 1 fate.
Okay.
One
Yeah,
fate to
I'll do that.
but it does happen. I'll tell you, a 1 to 2 is magical backlash, where you actually take harm. You
Ooh.
take a
Oh, no.
level 1 harm
Oh
Would not
god,
be
I avoided
fun.
for
that.
this. But a
I'm
6
sure we'll see
is
that
no
happen.
cost at all. It just happens.
Mhm.
So, yeah, this guy, you kind of
So I don't
do
even need
that.
to roll consort.
Still roll consort.
Okay.
But it'll basically, now it's controlled standard. It would have been desperate.
Okay. Is he a criminal?
Do
Do I get +1 effect?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
uh,
So
cool.
go ahead and roll your consort. And just like normal, if you want to add even more to it, you can spend another fate.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend another fate to Ooh, my sheet's not letting me click a second one. Oh, there we go. So that I can roll 3 instead of 2. One of those is a 2, but the others are a 6 and a 5.
Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, with a 6, you lean in, and you've kind of been working on this this sort of magical manipulation of people's minds, like
Mhm.
placing an idea into somebody's mind, and
Yeah.
you've had some success with it. This time, you really go for it, and it's like this guy's mind kind of unlocks. You've told him, like, hey, just let us have a good time and we'll be out of your hair.
Mhm.
You feel like you could probably push him to not only just let you hang out here, but maybe do more.
Yeah. I think I definitely, like, if I see that this has worked, I feel that, like, unlock. I will kind of, like, make a big show of, like, looking around at the tables and seeing if anybody has drinks in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. It seems like all of these people have a cup at their table.
But does it look like I have this one drink that I am nursing because I need to be alert sort of thing? Or does it look like they are drinking?
I will say, 2 of them look like they're just sort of sitting there. One of them, there are a couple of empty glasses there.
Okay.
They're like using this opportunity to like get some free drinks is the vibe.
Do the drinks look pretty basic though? Do I get the vibe that like Gruff isn't here, so they just kind of made their own stuff and it's not like
Yeah, these are just
Amazing.
like whiskey straight.
awesome. I kind of clock that and I go, listen, we're here to have a good time. If you guys are having a good time, then we're gonna have an even better time. Let me help you guys enjoy your night better. And I will just kind of like pick up a bottle and like spin it in my hand and do like the bartender and just start like grabbing like the shaker and stuff and like spreading stuff out very much into the like this is my space now.
You see him kind of back up, look at the other guys, go, let him cook.
Amazing. Can I put my
Oh my God.
spiked bottle down on the bar? It's like a
Absolutely.
very expensive whiskey since we got it from the Tin Man.
You got it from Nick.
Very nice.
Yeah. This is the good stuff. So yeah, you slide it over, and Chaz starts to do his work. Let's go back over to Billy.
We don't have to. We could just sit here, we could just,
Billy's gonna be in the basement.
yeah.
Once we finally get there.
No, I'm currently in a security briefing. I'm giving them tips on how to. They believed me. It's crazy.
Yeah. You're you're sort of like hunched down next to this
One hand's on my
window,
knife.
and somebody's like poke their head out, and they seem like they're about to like go back inside like in a hurry, and you're saying, wait, this is a security check. Let's give me a. I'll let this be consort or sway.
Amazing.
And this is desperate limited.
Yeah, that makes
Absolutely.
sense. That makes sense, Elliot. That makes so much sense. Oh my god, I got a 6.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I got
that's
a 1 and a 6.
that's great.
Oh,
It is enough to give this person pause,
thank God.
and like instead of going back inside the window, they lean out further and just like they are looking you over. You know you have like seconds to make another move before they realize, wait, they're not part of our crew.
Gonna jump up, grab him by the shirt collar, and yank him out of the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Yes.
I
Let
will,
the
I will
bad
say,
decisions begin.
because you got a 6 on that desperate limited action, it is just confusing enough for this person that I need you to make a skirmish check, but I will give you an extra die on this because they are off kilter hanging out this window. You're already near the ground, so you just need to pick up and like pull down to get them out the
Okay.
window.
I'm gonna tempt fate with this one because it seems like a make or break kind of moment.
Yeah.
And her
Hell
goal
yeah.
is basically to pull them out and then use them as a footstool to get in the window. If it
Amazing.
succeeds.
Yeah, this will be desperate.
Yep.
We'll say desperate standard. If it
Okay.
works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I got a 4.
A 4. Okay. I will say you get them out the window, but instead of like pivoting them onto the ground, you just pull them out on top of you. So they're no longer in the building. They can no longer go alert somebody else or grab whatever they were going to grab or do whatever. But you're now fully like wrestling with them on the ground.
Amazing.
Right.
I love this.
Well, this is probably the closest to a normal fight for her, which is just scrambling in the dirt and trying
Just
your
wrestling.
best. Yeah, just wrestling. I think Billy is very much like a finesse. She's not super strong. Her goal is to just skillfully try and disarm someone.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and get them in like? Can I try and choke him out and just like backpack him? Like,
Hell yeah.
I'm
if
trying
he
to
falls
think
on
of how
top of
that wouldn't be a skirmish.
yeah, me too, Elliot.
No, that's gonna have to be a skirmish, and this one is also desperate limited.
Amazing.
And again, because I need the points.
I will say they haven't yelled out yet. Like they've made a little like kind of noise, but
Okay, I got a 5.
okay.
Amazing.
The fate is saving me right now from disadvantage.
Okay. You managed to get them in a hold.
Great.
But you're not in like a sleeper hold. You're not going to make them pass out.
Right.
But you are like holding them and they're kind of like like they can't call out. But if you move from this position, then they will wrestle free. They can yell, they can fight back. You're kind of stuck like this until you can come up with something else. And if you don't do anything quick, they are going to fight their way out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so with imbue element, I remember that one of the things I can affect is mass.
Yes. Yes.
Brink him.
Is he wearing like jewelry, like a necklace, or does he have like
Oh.
like a shirt or like something
Ooh.
that I can make very heavy?
Amazing.
Yeah, I'll say that just roll me a d6.
Hold on. 5.
A 5. Yeah, he's got like a it's not like a big gold chain, but it's kind of tucked under his clothing. But you do see the glint of a metal chain necklace on this guy.
I can't affect size. Like I can't shrink or grow things.
He's
around.
so good.
I can't.
No,
Just start
Smaller,
constructing
right?
him with his own necklace.
Yeah, just instant garrot. Wow.
nothing
Yeah, just
quite
instant
that
draw.
intense. The way that you
Okay.
can, with magic, with imbue element, you can do things like sort of make a spark of flame. You can make a small, like zap of electricity. And like you said, you can sort of affect the mass of something or more the effect of the mass of something. And so you can make things heavier or lighter so you could jump higher. Or like if you were swinging a club, you could make it hit harder by like increasing its mass as it came around. But you can't turn this guy into a miniature black hole or anything like that.
No, I would never think to do that, Ellie.
Or like
Never.
make the necklace so heavy that it just cuts through his neck or anything quite
No,
like that.
I think what she's gonna try and do is just like get the necklace in her fist and like yank on it. And can I just increase its mass as I pull on it?
Yeah.
So it just gives me more leverage. And she's just like,
yeah, absolutely.
it's horrible
That you
struggle.
could
Like,
definitely
it's not
do.
quiet.
So yeah, make a magic roll for me.
Okay. Oh, I have 3 in this.
And
Oh,
this
that's
will be
cool.
this will be risky great. Like you know how to do this kind of thing. You're used to this.
Please, 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 please. Ooh, I almost crit. I got a 5.
Okay. With a 5,
Could it just mean rolling a 6?
No,
Or
it
is it a
doubles
6 on all
sixes, I
dice
think.
rolled?
yeah. So it's getting 2 6s in a single dice roll, and a crit fail is getting 2 1s in a single dice roll. So the nice thing about having 1 die is, technically speaking, you
fail.
can't crit fail, but you also
Yeah.
can't crit. So
Mm.
it's kind of a balance. So yeah, you managed to weigh down this necklace and shove him to the ground. But it kind of throws you off as well, and so you kind of flip over him and tumble, and now he's between you and the building. And I will say he's now like, oh, like it's not fully pinning him to the ground, but like he was not used to this. And he wasn't ready for it, and like his nose is broken because he just went face first into the ground, and he's kind of like like spitting out a little blood, and so he's definitely off kilter, but you're still gonna have to go through him or go somewhere else if you need to get into this building.
I think with how so hopefully stunned he is by everything that just happened, she's just gonna try and like body check him and get up into the window.
Okay.
I think at this point she's like, well, I need the squad. I need the fam.
Right. Yeah,
Chaz
absolutely.
is gonna be so pissed.
Subtle. We're
Subtlety.
masters of subtlety.
Subtlety.
And they said I was going to be loud.
All right. Yeah, this would be I would say this is another skirmish if you're just going to try and body check him.
Amazing.
What if I tried to sidestep him?
Yeah, you can.
Would that get me
you
for
could,
this?
you could try to just do some fancy footwork and duck under him and get around.
Yeah, can can I basketball like pump fake him?
Yeah,
a direction and
absolutely.
then
Like you're gonna body
hit him
check
with a
him and then
spin?
duck at the
Yeah.
last moment. Yeah, go for that. That's gonna be since you've got a little space, you're no longer like right in that moment. This is gonna be risky, standard.
Is this finesse though? Did I buy into
Yes.
finesse with
Yes.
Okay.
You've negotiated finesse. You've finessed your way into finesse.
Oh my god. I'm getting so lucky. I got another 5. Someone
Nice.
likes me enough to
Okay.
put me through.
Yeah, you manage to get around him, and you're jumping towards the window. You're getting in the window. It's not super high up. It's not too tough to get into. But now that this guy has missed you, and that effect on the necklace kind of wears off, and he spins around just as you dive in the window, and he goes, "Hey, we got somebody getting in over here!" And this time, you guys in the front, as you're mixing up drinks, I will say, Chaz,
Uh-huh.
at this point, you have very quickly mixed up some drinks, and you've set them out. Roll me a d6.
Yes.
This is going to be a straight luck check.
Oh my god.
I don't want to look at it. Oh, I missed my dice trick completely. 5.
A 5.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, of these 3 guys that aren't the entertainer, 2 of them have come up, and the one that you magically persuaded, and then one of the other, the one that was already drinking a lot, have come up and have like taken a shot, this very fancy shot that you've made,
Amazing.
with Hyacinth's dosed liquor, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, that's not bad." And they both sort of fall over. The other one was about to do the shot, and he goes, "What the hell?" And then like is reaching for a dagger, hidden
I'm just
under
like,
his
man,
jacket.
they cannot handle their alcohol.
Not used to the top shelf.
So,
This is, let's see, this is definitely more combat music.
combat-y.
What? No, we're not in combat.
these people are fully
This is
hostile.
normal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of my abilities only work if they're not hostile yet, so...
I can probably throw something at him.
Yes, the classic Hyacinth throwing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most of her shit is dosed. Can I throw a hat pin at him? Like a dosed hat pin?
I will say, if you want to just throw like a pin at him, I will give you, this is risky standard.
Risky
It's
standard?
like you're attacking this guy. It'll be pretty easy. If you want
Pretty
it to
easy.
be dosed,
Mm.
I will say that it'll still be risky standard. It'll be like a finesse.
Finesse, yeah.
Or this could be a I would say a prowl, since you're kind of off to the side.
Yeah.
But I'll say if you want it to be dosed, it's going to be -1 die.
It's gonna be -1.
Yeah.
2.
Because it because of the complexity of like having it dosed. The idea
Yeah.
that like you're or I'll tell you this, since we'll do a flashback on your way here, you
Yeah.
flash back to you like being like, I better put something on this. It'll cost
Yeah.
you a fate point.
Cost me a fate point. Okay.
To say that you have it dosed.
Okay, but I can use prowl
But
to hit.
It'll be prowl, yeah.
It'll be prowl. Okay. Yeah, I'll use a fate for that. Amazing. All right, so I'm just rolling 2 dice.
Yep.
Or yeah. Okay.
Yeah, whatever you have for prowl. If it's 2 points,
I got a 4.
you got a 4. Okay, so
I'll take
mixed
it.
success. You do hit this guy. A pin by itself is not enough to take a guy down,
Yeah.
and your poison is taking a second to enact.
To work.
So
Yeah.
he's reaching for a knife. It hits him in the neck, and he goes, "Ah, what?" Throws it down on the ground, turns and looks at you. Kipper, what are you doing now that things are kind of popping off? And I will say this.
Yeah.
You now hear from outside, "Hey, somebody tried to get in."
Wally, and then I just want to let out a whistle. I know I can talk to Wally, but I think it's
Oh, yeah.
cooler if Wally and I have a.
Yeah, you have
You
your
have
own
signals?
code.
I love it.
Yeah.
You've sat up
and I
late at
want-
night just deciding on what the code is with your sheep.
Yep. I want Wally to go help Billy and make sure that situation is all good. How capable is Wally in actually completing
So
tasks?
yeah, so
I don't want to
Wally-
send Wally on a suicide mission. I'd like my lamb to be okay.
No, it's so fair.
Um,
It's so fair.
So Wally counts as a hireling for you, which normally hirelings come in kind of two different flavors. There's either a group of like untalented hirelings, but they count as like several people, or there are specialists. And so Wally counts as a specialist hireling,
Amazing.
meaning that that basically for whatever he's gonna do, you're gonna roll his like specialist skills. So he would get 1 to 2 dice depending on what he's doing. His specialist is a tracker like you, and so his prowl, his hunt, and his survey are very good.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'd like him to go help Billy, and we'll use Hunt as like a little backup, maybe while I can like bite a leg to let Billy get away.
Yeah, I'll say that
And then
he can run out there and like try to ram this guy and knock him over.
yeah, perfect.
So yeah, he kind of click 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 click, click taps his way out of the bar. It is precious. And then comes around the corner and takes off full steam ahead at this guy that's like, "Hey, somebody's trying to get in. What the hell?" And then go ahead and roll. This will be 2d6. It'll be risky standard. This is because he's kind of getting the jump on this guy. It's not desperate. You got to
Amazing. Wally
Yeah.
for the win.
Yeah. Wally fully takes this guy down.
Enormous horns grow out of Wally's head.
Yeah, magically, Wally like gets these sort of spectral horns for just like a split second, and knocks this
crazy.
guy
I was
about 3
completely
feet
joking.
back onto his back. He's like,
Whoa! Yeah,
like,
Wally.
knocks the air out of him, and then just kind of click, 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 comes back around. It's too bad none of you are here to see this.
Did I get to
yeah.
see it?
No, you're fully inside. Like you dove inside the window as
You
Wally
guys
was
were
coming
joking.
around.
Oh, Wally can't do anything. That's what I'm talking. No delusions
You know what?
here.
In Billy's mind, he still can't because she didn't see it. I'm convinced, though.
And then I understand that there's like a little bit of a precarious situation going on. Odds 1 to 10. How can I like slip away and try to just like round a little corner and hide a little bit? Kind of like a normal D&D, like a bonus action hide as a rogue.
Yeah,
Because
just
I have the scout plus 1d rolls to avoid detection,
I have that.
so I can
too.
maybe like sneak away and then like pop out.
Yeah. So with this bar, there's like the full bar, and then there's a door next to the bar that goes into the back. So like you could duck into that doorway to be able to be fully upright, or you could try to duck behind the bar, but you'd have to like crouch down and hide behind it.
Hyacinth and Chaz are currently dealing with the drinks and trying to throw in a little bonus cocktail in all the drinks.
Well, that's just happened, and 2 of the guys did
Yeah.
shots and fully passed out, one of them almost did the shot and then put it back down and is now eyeing Hyacinth to like pull out a dagger and go for her.
Oh, it's only one guy. The rest are passed out. Oh,
Yeah.
Can I just shoot him?
You want to pull out your
Hell
crossbow
yeah.
and try to hit him in the back?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Go ahead and roll a prowl.
Okay, and so prowl, I have 2. Great.
And yeah, risky standard on this. Did you get another 6?
Yeah.
6 and 3.
Golly.
Both of them are.
Amazing.
Both of my
Nice.
last rolls have been a 6 and a 3.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this guy gets the hat pin, throws it on the ground, grabs his dagger, is starting to look a little wobbly from the poison, and then just fully gets a small crossbow bolt in his back and just kind of
Yeah.
and falls over. Just in
Catch
time
him.
for you guys to
Amazing.
hear
Dip
this
him.
big from the back as Billy dives in the window and lands. Billy,
Her hat
the
comes
back of this
sliding out.
place.
Through the door.
The hat comes under the little swinging door, and then Billy's hand just comes out and grabs it. Billy, what you see in the back of this place is you see Gruff and a barmaid tied up with gags in their mouths, and Gruff is like doing this, nodding towards the hatch in the floor that opens up.
Amazing.
Right. Y'all get your asses back here. I'm gonna go to the hatch instead of helping Crow.
Yeah, you pop it open and you head down there, and you walk in and you see this sort of like short, skinny looking guy, face is all beat up, like black eye, big, swollen lip, kind of bleeding down his face, and he's sort of like chained up like this, like hanging from a rafter, and there's this like lady that's just like all muscle that has been just smacking him, and goes like, all right, like hasn't noticed all this stuff going on because this guy is just going like, stop it, I told you already. It's like, yeah, he did. And she reaches over and grabs a knife. You feel like you
I'm not
have
the person
moments,
to kill
Billy.
this man. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Man, I am not a combat person, really. I'm just a.
I mean,
I'm
I
just
don't
a
know if
girl.
any of us are really combat builds, to
I'm
be
just a girl.
honest.
Yeah, no,
Boy, this is boy right
Daniel
here.
Just
definitely
shot
is.
someone.
Bam, bam.
Kipper
Nice.
definitely is. Billy, against her better judgment, just goes, "Hey!" Does this woman turn around holding this knife?
You know what? I'm gonna say no roll needed. You just yell, "Hey!" and like she just kind of turns. You buy yourself a second as she goes, "Who the hell are you?"
Perfect. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. As I go.
What are the rest of you doing? This guy goes down. You hear Billy yell from the back. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna make
those two
The-
dudes.
I will say this: the entertainer
Mhm.
stops playing, goes, "Oh, thank God," and just runs out the door.
Awesome, amazing.
My man.
If the entertainer runs out the door, the guard that was on the porch, is he coming in?
Oh yeah, that guy definitely. As soon as the guy was like, "Hey, somebody's trying to get in," he ran around the corner and then sees the entertainer run out the front and is heading back in.
Okay.
So yeah, like you hear him running up the sort of wooden patio up the front.
I would like to let's see, what I want to grab. I'm trying to think of what would be behind a bar.
Yeah.
Glass bottles.
Gruff has to have a baseball
I think
bat
the
back there,
drink
right?
the drink I made had like a lemon twist in it. So I've got this like bowl that has like the juice from the lemon. I'm just gonna go and wait for him to come in and then just throw it in his face.
I love it. He's so good.
We're the most violent criminals.
I love this. Okay.
I have very few skills when it comes to combat, so
No, this is great. This
gotta
is
get
great.
creative.
But cocktails are one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. So roll me a finesse.
Yes.
Uh,
And I'm gonna burn a fate.
yeah, this will be risky standard.
4 and a 3.
Okay, with a 4, yeah, you get him in the face, and like he gets the juice in his eyes just as he comes in the door, but he's still kind of bleary-eyed, and he definitely turns and sees you, and he's just immediately, without pulling a dagger or anything, is just going to try to hit you. So the way that this happens, if somebody is trying to attack a PC, then you can roll a resist. It always works, but what you're rolling determines how many fate points you're going to burn. So, essentially, by default, you can resist harm from this, but if you didn't roll, it would just cost 6 fate points.
Ooh, wow, that's
but
a lot.
you get to roll your prowess skill or ability. So each skill is within an ability. So prowess has finesse, prowl, skirmish, brute, kind of the more physical skills. So the more of those skills you have trained, the better that attribute is. So that means that your prowess is 1, so you get to roll 1d6, and that will tell you how many you subtract from 6. So like, if you roll a 4, you're only going to spend 2 fate to resist. If you roll a 6, you can resist this without any consequence.
Got it.
Or you can just let him hit you and you can take a level 1 harm.
Absolutely not.
And you can still tempt fate and help, just like in a normal skill roll.
Yeah. Okay. It's a 5 and a 6.
Oh. So on a 6, no fate cost. You just barely duck back in time to miss this guy's fist swinging at you. But he is definitely now in play. So Hyacinth and Kipper. Chaz is now like half blinded this guy coming inside. One guy is dead on the floor. 2 more are passed out. And Billy was yelling in the back. I forget exactly what Billy said.
I yelled,
Just
"Get
a
your
big-
ass in here!" And then, "Hey!"
Yeah.
and then yeah, you hear a hey that's slightly more muffled than
Muffled,
the
yeah.
get your asses in here.
Kipper, are you gonna move? Where are you?
Kipper,
where
you're
is your
pretty
attention
close
going?
to that door.
Because I can separate.
Yeah,
it.
I'm just gonna go straight to that door and go help out.
Okay.
Okay. And then Hyacinth, what would you like to do?
I'll probably collect my hat pin, collect the bottle full of alcohol,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna head towards the basement.
I like to imagine Hyacinth is just sort of sauntering through here, like delicately picking up the hat, pin,
Yeah.
placing it back,
Dip.
and like
Back.
getting the bottle and putting the top back in. And
It's like
Um,
in the background of Chaz throwing lemon juice and dodging, and
Like-
like, "Ah!"
Chaz
Just
is
very elegantly.
Both of you ran out, and Chaz is like, "You idiot! I've got friends." And I turn around, and they're both gone. I'm like, "I'm gonna die."
Okay.
Kipper's still there, right?
Kipper, did you?
Kipper,
you
did you
ran
move
into
to
the back,
Kip-
didn't you?
Yeah.
I said I was gonna go to the door.
No, he's going to
because
the
you
door.
said-
That's why I said I was going downstairs.
Oh, the front door?
Yeah.
That face
The
says
front
no.
door. Well, it was the front door.
Hey,
I will
Right.
do whatever the opposite Kipper does.
Roll
so you
roll
let
a
me know.
sway check as Daniel against me.
convince me
Alright,
that you weren't
I-
leaving chat.
You
I think
did
I'm
say
pretty,
the
I think I'm
door.
pretty persuasive.
I'll-
I said the door.
Yeah. I'll
So,
I'll
I
let
feel-
you take that. You
how-
said the door.
How
you
many
meant the door
D6s
with
do I
Chaz.
have?
Daniel,
many
you've
D6s
got
do I
4
get?
D6.
Let's go.
All once.
All once. No, Daniel. Yeah. So Kipper is headed over to the front door to help Chaz out.
Great.
And Hyacinth is running downstairs to help out Billy. This makes the most strategic sense, and this is the plan you all would have come up with the whole time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So let's get the front door sorted out first.
Yep.
So Chaz, you've just missed this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and Kipper, what are you doing as you move over towards him? He's still kind of like one hand is like wiping the juice out of his face, and he's not blinded, but he's definitely squinting and has kind of a blurry take on the place.
Yeah. I just wanna straight football tackle spear this guy.
Oh my god.
I just wanna
Okay.
run and just ram my shoulder in.
Heavily
Um,
committing to this.
I will let this be skirmish, or it could be brute if you're just using your body as a missile.
It's like the same technique as Wally, which is why I'm enjoying.
It's great.
Okay. Either skirmish or brute. Okay. So if I don't have any dots,
So you
That's
roll 2d6 and take the lowest.
2 and then roll the lowest. Okay. And then I'll use a fate point for sure in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just
do it, man.
1d6.
So now just a roll. Yeah.
Did you get another 6?
You're so lucky.
That's insane.
Good
The dice just
Lord.
love Kipper.
Oh my god.
Daniel
Listen, one of
does
us
roll
deserves
better
this.
than
It's true.
anyone I know.
Yes.
It's
One of
true.
us deserves
It is
this.
true.
I'm
It's
gonna roll
because
the
I
one.
give my dice so much love.
So many smooches.
They've never failed me.
Daniel
Smooth
is the
all sixes for
anti-Noel.
sixes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Daniel, you fully take this guy down. This
Yep.
was a risky standard, by the way.
Ladies
so
and
like-
gentlemen, I want a good, clean, fair.
and I'll say, since he was right at the door, you just launch him out the front door, right as Wally just comes trotting back inside. He goes out, Wally comes right in.
Adorable.
And yeah, he
I turned a man
busts through the little
into a sheep.
like the small little railing that's outside and just is out cold on the pavement
Amazing.
outside.
I'm picturing both Daniel and this guy like flying out, and then the sheep like rounds the corner, and then just like also just headbutts this guy who's laying on the ground.
As he's midair, just knocks him a 90 degree like the other way.
Bang bang. Pinball.
Still, nobody sees it.
Amazing.
All right. So back to Billy and Hyacinth. So
I'm
Billy,
ready.
This woman turns and looks at you and is like, "The hell are you?" And now is coming at you with a knife.
Cool.
I need you. She is gonna get you with this knife,
Wait.
or you can resist it.
Well, yeah, I think I'd like to resist getting stabbed.
Okay, that's gonna be a
preferably,
prowess resist.
Ooh, yucky. Okay. Oh wait, yeah. Wait, yeah. I was like, I have 2. I have 2 in prowess. I got
That's
a
not
5.
bad. Okay. So you take 1 fate, but you also manage to just duck under as she sort of does a wide swing, trying to like slash your throat.
Oh.
And just
That's so
goes right
brutal.
over your head. Kind of takes your hat off.
Oh
As you
no.
just barely dodge this.
You duck and the hat just hangs
The
in the air for a second.
No, that's perfect. And then it just falls to the ground.
Hyacinth, you see this. You're looking down the stairs and you see this
Yep.
this huge arm just swing and take Billy's hat off. And Billy is actively fighting somebody right at the bottom of the steps.
Yeah. Is there any way to get down the stairs in like a sneaky way? Like she goes for Billy and then I just come up beside her and stab her with the hat pin?
I'd say that you could make a prowl. To
Prowl?
try and like these stairs aren't like in a narrow. There's not like walls. It's just the steps
Yeah.
go down to this room,
down.
and it's just open on either side of the stairs. So you could
Okay.
try and like swing in and drop off the side of the steps.
Yeah.
While this person's distracted by Billy, trying to murder
Perfect.
Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
right.
absolutely do that. And I will burn a fate to give myself an extra die.
Okay.
'Cause why not? Alright, let's do this. I got a 6.
Awesome. Yeah. You drop in
Thank
to
you,
this
Sahar.
this little cellar. It's not a very big room. This is just sort of dug
Mhm.
into the ground, very bare bones, with some ramshackle shelves and kegs and barrels and things like that.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's not a huge space. You've got this little skinny guy that's just like just hanging in the middle of the room, and this big beefy woman just like trying to slash at Billy, and Billy's just barely dodging. Billy, what would you
Yeah.
like to do? As you do, Billy sees Hyacinth drop in, just barely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's going to continue to play her part, which is bait, I guess.
Okay. So
I know
you're
she's gonna go for a stab.
Trying to really focus on not getting stabbed.
Okay. Let's see.
Is there like it's like a root cellar, right? Or is there like stuff?
Yeah.
Like, can I pull down like a shelf or something in between me and this woman to slow her down?
Absolutely.
A little bit?
If you want to pull something down, what do you think this would be?
Oh, like a roll? I thought you were
Yeah.
asking me what I was pulling off
yeah.
the shelf. I'm like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know, a
no,
bag
no.
of oranges?
What do you think
Like,
this would be as like which skill would you like to use for this? Since this is
I
a
would
little bit
love
more
to use-
abstract.
I would love to use finesse to, if possible, to like just really quickly, like as I'm dodging past her, like take in the shelves and just see what looks the easiest to knock down.
Yeah, I would say that
And
these
just, like, do a
shelves
quick
look.
swipe.
Yeah, they're pretty rickety, and so
Mm-hmm.
like you could try and like quickly just foot sweep, like do a leg sweep to take out one of the legs on the shelves to make it just kind of come over. Because they're so rickety, they're not like heavy enough to like knock into her and knock her down, but
Yeah.
but you could definitely use it to put some distance between you and distract her. So yeah,
Yeah.
give me a finesse roll.
I'm putting
this
all
would
my
be-
eggs in the Hyacinth basket.
I will say this is desperate. This is desperate standard. The other thing, if we weren't doing a one shot, the other thing to note is that anytime you make a desperate skill roll, you get an experience point in that attribute. So since this is finesse and you're making a desperate roll, you would get a skill point in prowess. And once you get 6 skill points or attribute points in an attribute, you can increase any of the skills within that attribute.
So I got a 6.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So you take out the leg. This thing falls over, and a crate of something that was on the top of this rickety ass shelf comes down, smashes her in the head, and so she kind of stumbles over a little bit. Hyacinth, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna hit her with the poisoned hat pin.
All right. Are you throwing it?
So.
Do you think you'll throw
What
it
makes
this
it-
time, or?
I don't need to throw. I don't think I need to throw it.
Yeah, no.
I think she's
So-
close enough to just like put it in the side of her neck.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
let this be skirmish. I would allow, because this is a small implement, I
Yeah.
would allow a finesse.
Okay, I'll go with finesse. And then
And
I'll
since you are
tempt-
so well hidden.
Okay, perfect.
Um,
And then I'll tempt fate. I think. Do I get a +1 if I hide? What does that do?
I will
Give me 1
say,
second.
because you rolled a 6.
I do get a +1.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the prowl thing too?
I have the
Where, like,
scout.
if you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm hidden, I get a +1d to rolls.
So it's plus
But
1
that's-
on the effect. So if this was a risky standard move,
Risky
it would
standard?
now be a great effect.
Okay.
And so I'll say, because you hid, I'll give you an
Yep.
extra die on this.
Okay, amazing. Let's do
Because
that
you
then.
are hidden. So it's
Okay.
much easier, and because Billy rolled a 6 on this sort of like feint with the shelf,
Yeah,
that definitely
amazing.
gives you an extra die on this.
Yeah, and I'm gonna burn another fate to give myself 3 dice.
Okay,
Come on.
Ooh.
I got a 6 again.
nice. Yeah, you managed this time, instead of getting some of the soft tissue, like in a muscle on the neck, you go right for an artery. You get it in there.
Amazing.
And it's not enough to like bleed her, but like that poison
Mm.
just goes straight to her brain, and she just kind of goes, "What the hell?" Huge thud on top of the fallen over shelf in front of Billy.
Billy's standing on the other side of her, like, thank God.
You
Yeah.
can always trust me.
Yeah. She goes to pick up her hat.
I need both of you
Mm.
in here to make a survey check.
Amazing. If it's gathering information for the target, do I get a +1?
Let's see.
Scout
for
ability.
Yes, so this would be a +1 to your effect again.
Okay.
So this was going to be risky limited. You have risky standard on this. So if Hyacinth gets
Okay.
this, you'll get a little more information out of it.
Okay. And then it's survey, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just 2 dice.
hmm You got a 5.
I got another 6.
You got another 6.
Hey,
Okay,
nice.
So both of you notice at the window, there's a small, like, up at the top level where it would be ground level if you were outside. Just something to crack open to let some of the air out of here. You see a figure ducked down that then just runs off. And Hyacinth,
Can we recognize the figure?
since
Yeah.
you got a 6, you don't
Mhm.
recognize the individual person. You
Mhm.
recognize their uniform. This was
Oh,
one of the
amazing.
armors. That's the official
Oh.
sort of police force of the Wizard of Oz.
Got it.
And they definitely were here for whatever happened, and have taken off. And so now
Ooh.
you are in this room with this guy kind of hanging from the middle of it. And I'll say at this point, Chaz and Kipper, you get down into this room.
Before
Should we worry
getting
about
down
that?
there, as we walk into that room where like Gruff is still tied up, I'm just like, oh, Gruff, they didn't let you out yet? Yeah, let me help you. And I pull out my dagger and just kind of like get him free, and as soon as he's free, I just pull my black book out, write down that he owes me because we saved their lives, and have him
Oh, yeah.
put his initials next to it.
Just goes, oh, oh, thanks, Chaz. And he...
Happy to help
I'm
a
on the
friend, Gruff.
Oh, hell.
Hey,
And
we're gonna go handle what's ever happening in the basement. Do me a favor. One of them's out in the street unconscious. If you could just drag him inside so people don't see it, that'd be great, Gruff. Thanks.
I know how it
I head
goes.
down into the basement.
Yeah, you all head down there. What would you like to do in this moment?
Hey, so should we go get that person that just ran away? They couldn't have gotten far, right? Like,
Who got away?
someone was someone was outside. She's like trying to get up the stairs and keeps doing the like in your way like kind of thing.
Yeah.
She's like,
This
come
is
down.
Yeah, this is something we haven't. I don't think I've ever played with mechanically because Hyacinth, as a tracker, I think also has a familiar. But I don't think we've ever used the familiar. I had it on my original character sheet. If you'll let me use it now.
I don't know if we have that on this one.
No, not on this one. But it was a canary.
I will say
You have a bird.
I will say that you have a canary.
Okay.
It will be very limited what information you can get from this canary.
Yeah. Could I just ask the canary to like basically let the canary out through the window, or maybe it's like on top of the and just follow this guy?
Yeah, let's have you roll a command.
Okay. I have nothing in command.
I will say this is risky
go.
limited because
Risky
this is
limited?
kind of a more complex command that you're giving to a
Yeah.
creature that
A
you
creature.
cannot converse with.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
So,
Okay. I'll just roll it straight.
could get it.
Just a 3.
Just a
It's a
3.
failure.
Yeah, it flies out the window the other direction. You know it'll come
We're-
back to you, but it just
Hmm.
it didn't get the whole like follow that guy.
Yeah, you know, she's only ever lived in like a gilded cage. She's still learning.
Okay, there's nobody else in here except for dead and passed out people and us.
No, the,
Well,
the
and that
guy.
guy-
There's
The guy
one
who
guy
guy
hanging,
in the cellar that's hanging by his wrists that's still
Oh,
conscious.
that wasn't Gruff. Oh, I
no,
thought
that
that
wasn't
was Gruff.
Gruff was upstairs
This is-
just
Okay.
just tied up and gagged. This guy is not gagged. He's hanging
Oh.
down there by his wrists. Scrawny looking guy.
Does he looks super worn out, like in no condition to fight.
Yeah, he's real beat up.
Can let me just poke
Go
him a
ahead.
little bit.
Ah,
Hey,
stop it!
Hey.
Ah,
Oh, he's
okay,
conscious.
I already
Great.
told him
Conscious,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
just bad.
I just want to cut him down. I don't want to see him hanging there.
Yeah, it's easy enough to cut him down. He goes, oh,
he
thank you.
he hits the ground.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like lean down so that I'm like at his level, and I just go, "You skeeve?"
Who wants to know?
The people that just saved you and killed the people that were torturing you.
Okay, yeah, I'm Skeeve.
Are you actually, or are you saying that because you want us to continue saving you?
Man, I don't even know anymore. What? I'm Skeeve.
I think this is Skeeve.
I'm gonna
I
say
think
it's
this is-
Skeeve. Who else is gonna be tied up in the basement here?
Right.
I will help him up, and then I will just begin like talking with him about like, hey, we're friends. We're here to take you to get you somewhere safe. I don't know what you told them. I don't need to know. I'm just here to make sure you're okay and they're not. And I will use Inception again to like, we're here to help. Come with us. we're friends. Like,
Be normal.
we want to make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah, go for it. So this will be a command.
Okay.
And with the added effect of Inception. So
Cool.
as long as it has any level of success, he'll be like, yeah, this I think I have a great idea.
Okay. That is a 5 is the high one.
Okay. Yeah, he's
Spent another fate.
So he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I think maybe if like I can what was it exactly that you told him?
That we're friends. We're here to help. We're here to make sure he's okay. They're not okay, and to get him somewhere safe. So like he should come with us.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, since you guys are here to bust me out, I think I'll stick with you if you can get me someplace to like lay low or something. I you know.
That's
And
what we
recover,
do.
Get you some nice hot soup.
Yeah, soup.
Can I? Let me just give him Wally and be like, here, cuddle Wally. He'll make you feel better.
he takes Wally. It's like, oh yeah,
Go on.
I do feel better.
I kind of take his head and just put the head on like Wally's soft.
That's so good.
Whoa. Yeah, isn't that nice, Skeeve?
Weirdly, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like it.
Good.
Hey, Skeeve, is this what you were wearing when they started, or did they like take off other clothes for you?
He's like wearing just sort of shredded pants, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They like stripped him down. They were beating the heck out of him.
Okay. I look around to see if like other clothes of his are like somewhere down here.
Yeah, you see like a torn shirt off to the side, and you see like a grinning Reaper mask in the corner as well.
Okay. I kind of look at the torn shirt. I'm like, that's not gonna do. You're gonna draw attention. I just go upstairs, find one of the unconscious guys that looks about the same size, drag him downstairs, and just begin like pulling like clothes off for Skeeve.
Yeah. You pull these clothes off. You notice he has a necklace, like just a simple chain with a little dagger and a serpent on it. And you would know that this is the sign of the Nightshades. It's a sort of it's almost a cult kind of organization. So in Oz, the mysteries are like these very mysterious, chaotic gods, for lack of a better term. They are these deity level beings that sort of will touch the world in just completely chaotic ways. Nobody can sort of know the will of the mysteries. They're not like the deities in D&D or like Greek myth, where they're sort of over a certain pantheon of stuff. They're much more random and mysterious, hence the mysteries. And so people don't tend
closer to like an archfey than an actual god proper.
Yeah, that's a better analogy. And so people don't necessarily worship the mysteries. Sometimes in a moment of desperation, they may pray to the mysteries, like, please, mysteries, let this be one of the times that you help me out. But there is this one cult, the Nightshades, that claim that they do commune with the mysteries and have power over like their effects and the things that they can do. And this seems to be an agent of that cult. But yeah, you
I'll
get the clothes.
Take the necklace, stuff it into my pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have like weapons that look like they are like special weapons or anything like that? Like a any brand, like branded, for lack of a better word, that like like
Right.
shows the affiliation or anything like that.
The weapons don't show the affiliation necessarily. They are slightly nicer daggers with these sort of curved edges, like double-edged but with a curve, which is a little uncommon. But it doesn't have like that same motif on the dagger itself.
I take the daggers, open up my coat, and like start putting them into the pockets with my other like random daggers I've taken from people.
You're not great with using them, but sure do have a lot.
I just think they're neat.
Just collection.
Skeev
So,
gets dressed.
when
and he's
you-
like, oh yeah, go ahead.
When you say this is an agent of the Nightshades, we assume it's the person who ran away.
No, these
No,
the
I
guys
know the
that
person
you-
who
that
ran
was
away
the
is not.
armor.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the cops.
Yeah, the armors have kind of like more uniforms. They look like an armor when you see an armor. They have a uniform, a hat, like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they are in armor. They're always openly armed, things like that. They don't have to worry about being stealthy because they're technically the authority, even though in Carney Town
Right.
that's iffy.
Doesn't mean much.
But
Yeah.
these guys that had been staked out in the tavern, they are all part of the Nightshades. It seems
Okay.
like. Billy, you
Great.
you were in the middle of a tussle, but now that you kind of see Chaz grab this necklace, you're like, oh yeah, the guy outside had one as well.
Yeah, she's probably as they're like getting clothes for Skeev, she has flipped the giant woman over with a lot of struggle and is now going through all of her pockets and like looting her, and then is
Yeah.
making sure she's dead because she did hear that she heard everything that Skeev told her, so she's like, one less person to know everything. But as she's like wrapping up looting this lady, she's like, I hate to be rushed to everybody, but someone probably did just overhear everything this man said to this woman who's dead. But there's someone alive who knows everything. So we should probably scoot along and get the
And
hell
go
out of here.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, give me someplace safe. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Oh yeah, we'll take you someplace real safe.
Okay, awesome. Do they have drinks there?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they got plenty.
Do they have drinks, my
Yeah.
friend?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
it makes this place. I like look to see if Gruff is able to overhear me. Like, it makes this place look like a shithole.
oh, awesome. Yeah, let's go. He is fully on
Artie!
board. Yeah.
Perfect.
So you throw him in these sort of extra clothes. He's like, "Oh, I got to get my mask. If I don't have that, like they'll kill me." And he goes to get his grinning reaper mask.
Billy's probably already heading upstairs, and she's like
Yeah.
looking over at Gruff, kind of awkwardly, like,
He just kind of, "Hey, Billy, if you get paid for whatever you're doing here, why don't you come pay your tab?"
"Well, I thought it was paid because you're not dead. She's not dead." She
Oh,
points
no,
at the
Chaz
other woman who's
is
dead.
paid.
Why not mine? What? What do you mean?
Because you didn't untie me. And he goes back to like cleaning the place up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought dealing with the people that were gonna execute you and trash your place would have been enough.
He's
My
not
bad.
Paying, he's
My
not
bad.
paying attention anymore.
Gruff.
Uh,
How about a trade? How about just a slight trade to cover Billy's tab? I'll leave the poisoned bottle just in case anyone gives you some trouble. A little
Yeah,
bit of
he-
this, they
he
won't
looks
bother
at it,
you
he goes,
anymore.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's nice stuff. All right. Tell you what.
Don't drink it.
Don't drink it.
Don't drink it. Don't.
This is for problem customers. Problem customers.
Oh.
I like point to the unconscious people on the ground. I'm like, they drank that. Don't drink that. Also,
Gotcha.
should we kill these guys?
They'll run
Oh.
off on their own. It's fine.
Yeah, but what if they know things?
Look, if I kill another
witnesses.
person
They've
in
seen
Gruff's
my face.
bar, then he really is going to get upset with me. So if you would like to, Chaz, feel free. But I've already killed one.
Gruff, do you have a preference on where they die?
He like throws one out back. He's like, they're out there. I don't know what happens.
Ellie, it is. I'll just drag the bodies out there.
I'll
Make sure.
help you drag, but I'm like, I'll help you drag.
Oh, our instructions were very clear. Only we get to know the information. We don't know if they know things.
This
They're
is
loose
true.
ends.
So we have to be
I don't
sure.
leave loose ends.
Okay.
Loose ends
Okay,
bite
yeah.
you later.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I've
So
been convinced.
you all head out with
Yeah.
Skeeve.
Mm.
How are you moving through town? It's not super far back to Club Trauma, but it is a little bit of a walk. You've got Skeeve. You know that there is an armor that heard about this. And like by this point that armor is in the wind.
In the wind, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we?
But that
we can-
armor only saw 2 of us, right?
Well, you're not sure how long that armor was there.
Yeah, they might have been there the whole
Fair.
time.
Yeah.
I think we should move with intention, move with haste, perhaps just dead sprint. It's probably not the
Dead
weirdest
sprint
thing to
draws
see people
eyes.
dead sprinting through Carney Town. Like, it's weird, but it's not like
It's not
Unheard of.
unusually weird.
it wouldn't be odd to see Billy dead sprinting through Carney Town.
Yeah, that's
Run,
fair.
right? We could just go.
I don't really run.
I don't think Hyacinth runs either.
Okay,
But
so
she'll do it.
you two,
What if- How about this? What if we we don't want a crowd to notice us, right?
right?
But if we are the crowd, there's an anonymity to that.
Right.
We'll draw people, and we'll move together towards trauma.
With swiftness, because we
Yeah.
do know that someone
Yeah.
may or may not have heard of it. All right, cool.
The next stop on our pub tour is Club Trauma,
Right.
Excellent.
right?
Right.
All right.
All right.
It's
Your
Your
crazy that we
energies
went
are
into-
real low. You got to get those energies up, y'all.
Sorry,
It's crazy
sorry.
that we went to this bar and there was nobody at the bar. We couldn't get any drinks. Why would we spend any more time on our bar crawl at a bar that's not operational? We have to go to the working bars. Club Trauma.
Absolutely.
There we go.
True.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Mhm.
Right.
I put
right.
my bard monocle back in, and I'm like, okay, everybody, right this way to our next stop. And any like random drunk or what's the drug called?
Vile.
Vile. Any like drunk or vile head or anything like that I see as we're walking, I'm just kind of like gathering them into like
Amazing.
a group of people that is like,
Like
okay,
a full
trauma,
protocol.
trauma, like just full on moving to like
Amazing.
that is less in my head that is less noticeable in Carney Town. A group
Right.
of people like drunk and moving towards trauma than if we were just moving a person through town.
Yeah.
No, this is real
100%.
subtle.
All right.
Subtlety.
I don't do
Subtlety.
subtle. I
So-
disappear into loud.
Right. Right.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
I disappear into loud.
I don't do subtle, I disappear into loud.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Okay, so with this section of the adventure, we're going to introduce clocks. Or at least the first clock that you guys know of. There's a secret clock in the first one, whether
Okay.
Skeeve had blabbed yet or not, based on
Mm.
how successful your rolls were. And they started out real rough.
Real bad.
Really
Um,
bad,
Real
yeah.
bad. And you know what, guys? My
So-
bad. My bad.
The way clocks work in this is it's basically imagine just sort of like a pie split up into sections. Clocks can be anywhere from 2 sections to like 8. You can have multiple clocks. What this one is going to be is the players are going to have a 4-segment clock and the enemy is going to have a 4-segment clock. Now, this could be any enemies that you come across that come up, or if you manage to evade them, this just represents any enemies that might know, like that armor, and them getting back to where they're going. Now, because you covered your tracks, you're down one group that could also be in on this. but anyone also with that information, such as the armor, is going to start with one section already filled in. Because
So both of
got
our
away.
groups starting with one section. Or
so
we don't, and then
the
armor
enemy
does.
clock is going to start with one section filled. If it fills in all the way, they get the info back to their group before you guys do, meaning they're going to get to wherever this place is first. If you guys fill in yours before they do, you got the heads up on them. So this is going to be based on, you're going to do skill checks as you're role-playing this, and successes get you segments filled in, failures fill in your enemies' sections. There are, if you're creative with how you want to do this, you could fill in more sections on your clock. You could empty sections on the enemy clock. So like if you manage to come up with something creative that could hinder the enemy, then that could happen as well. So you're heading for Club Trauma. You're doing this sort of bar crawl. How about, Chaz, since you're pulling this off, I will say you could make this a consort, since you're kind of trying to just blend in with your normal groove of things in Carneytown. And we'll call it, since this is your normal thing, we'll make it risky standard.
Okay. Do I get my +1 effect or no?
I don't
okay
know if that counts this time.
Okay. That is a 6 and a 2.
All right, a 6. So that's
I
gonna
keep looking up at my sheet expecting there to be a modifier that I have to add, and there isn't.
It's the great thing about this game. There's almost no math. Or I'm sorry, Daniel. Maybe that's the downside, is that there's almost no math.
I love to add my little number.
I
love that sometimes role-playing games have a mini game where it's just like Mad Minutes, where you just have as many numbers as.
Amazing.
So you managed to get a decent crowd going that looks like Chaz's normal night. At this point, the sun is going down. It's, just past dusk. Still a little bit of light in the sky, but just barely. And this is normally when Chaz gets his full grift on. And so not unusual. It's maybe a bigger crowd than Chaz normally is running. But seems on par. So you guys are
just
heading,
a good night.
heading along, seemingly not drawing any super unwanted attention.
As we're going along, is it possible to speak to another Grinning Reaper and be like, hey, this guy beat your guy up, in like an attempt to get the Grinning Reapers to go after
after the armor.
Yeah.
For
us.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard to spot a Reaper.
Yeah.
Is it a bad thing if the Grinning Reapers know where this guy is, though?
That would be real bad. Like you're also trying to, like, the Reapers kind of know about this place, but their whole thing is, you assume, gut this place out before anybody else knows about it. And so if they knew that you had Skeeve, you would become a target.
We're in trouble. Okay, got it. I forget who he's friends with.
Yeah, he is a low-level Reaper.
Oh, could we, because we're going back to...
He's giving me Reaper whistleblower energy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But we're going back to Club Trauma, so that's like the Tin Man's men, right? Is it possible to catch one of them on the street and be like, you get this?
I mean, I will say, bringing this guy back is how you get paid.
Yeah.
So
no,
I
meant get the armor. Get the armors.
Oh yeah. Alert him like, hey, an armor. And I'll say, since
looking for.
since you had that increased effect and rolled a 6 on
Mhm.
spotting the armor, you can give a at least half decent description of the specific armor.
Yeah, of what he looks
Um,
like.
So yeah, let's say that this is either a command or consort roll.
I can do consort.
Okay. And this will be risky great.
Risky great.
Because you're giving that description. That's how we'll
Okay.
mechanically represent that.
Okay. How
That makes
like
sense with
so?
like the scout tactic with the plus
Yeah.
1
Mhm.
effect.
Yeah.
Just so I'm rationing my fate appropriately. Once we return this guy to the Tin Man, it's the end of the mission.
Yeah. Basically, once
Ish,
you
okay.
let the Tin Man know, he's gonna move on this place in force.
Amazing. So I will use 2 fate to give myself 3 dice.
Okay, there you go.
I would like this to go well. Got a 4.
A 4. You give the description. It's enough that you get another segment. I'll say a 4. This is more aimed at preventing your enemies from getting the information on time. So it doesn't fill in another segment for your group, but I'll say that because of that, it is enough to remove a segment on their side.
Amazing.
As this guy very quickly is like, yeah, I'll get the word out. We're looking for that armor, and heads out.
Perfect.
And I'll say this is. Let me change up the music here. This is a little less. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, chasing
Ah,
it
this is a little
down.
less under control now.
Although I will say this is very funny music to then picture a big group of like bar crawling
Drunk people.
like
Yeah. We're like having Mardi Gras on the street.
pub hoppers.
No.
Like you're like dancing, but you're also like keeping a very close eye out.
Yeah.
Over there.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so what else would you like to do? You're about a quarter of the way there. You're moving
Quarter.
at like a fairly normal pace, which is slightly gonna hinder your advantage if you keep up with that pace, which you would all be pretty aware of.
Could I like? I feel like if people are looking for us, we're generally recognizable. I would assume, like, if they're like they know what we look like, they know what we look like. They can point us out in a crowd. Can I break away from our party group a little bit to kind of give them 2 places to look? Like, I want to basically like parallel walk with our group.
Just to kind
Yeah.
of split them up a little bit too, if
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody's following you.
So
Yeah.
she.
Do you want
Billy
to
kinda, like,
take a random drunk with you?
Yeah. Billy like nudges Chaz and is like, I'm gonna make their lives a little harder. And then she like just grabs some rando like by the grabs onto their shirt and just pulls them with her.
hey, have you checked out this place? Oh, let me tell you about it.
Come with me. And she's gonna start like moving kind of in parallel with the group, maybe like a little bit ahead of our main group.
Yeah.
And kind of keep an eye out.
Yeah, let's call this a sway. And this will be risky limited.
All right. I got a 6.
Okay. Yeah, you
Amazing.
grab this guy and now you're kind of which isn't too unusual. There's been a few people that have broken off because you've actually passed like a bar or two.
Yeah, they're like
and like some of the people were like, What's with that place? Is that no, not there? Okay, cool.
No, come with me.
And a few people have broken off to go to these other places. So
Mhm.
you kind of break off and you take a side street over. So yeah, that'll basically we'll say any enemy action is going to be more difficult now that they've got to kind of figure out anybody following you is kind of split. So again, it doesn't get you there any faster, but it makes things more difficult on anybody else trying to get tabs on you.
Yeah.
So what else? At this point, so mechanically in the game, you're not really filling in any, like segments. Like over time, you would get another segment, but so
Yeah.
would the enemy because we're just tracking the amount of time it takes to walk across town.
Could I try to survey like a better route, like a quicker route that we could take?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll make this a survey. And we'll call it
Can I?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if I could burn a fate to help.
yeah,
Would
so
that
it'd be
help,
two
Hyacinth?
fate. It'd be two
Yeah,
fate to
that would help.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
I'll let Wally scout out a little bit or something.
Yeah,
Adorable.
this will be risky standard.
Okay, highest was a 4.
A 4. Oh.
Yep.
So, you do find a better route. It's kind of through some back alleyways. So while you are going to gain a segment, and you get there a little closer, a little faster, you're going to lose some of this obscuring crowd that you've built up.
Okay.
Unless you start like a full conga line that's just going to go down, snake its way through the
Yeah, why not? Conga
let's
line
do
it
it.
all the way. Everybody's got drinks in their hand.
This is
Can
this
I-
is sounding more and more like New Orleans.
Yeah. Can I try and get my party of drunks to move faster by being like we're running out of time. Oh man, Club Drama's happy hour specials are gonna be over by the time we get there at this pace.
We started this at noon, so Club Drama's happy hour ends at 1:30. We'll
I want to get the crowd shouting like, no, we can't miss it. Like, we gotta go. Pretending
Yeah.
like I haven't been here since like the beginning.
Amazing.
Okay, so trying to
The
get them
crowd
to like
plant.
hoof it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say if
Make
you
haste
want
on the
to,
conga line.
Because Hyacinth is finding this other route that is a
Right.
little harder to get the
I
crowd
figure if
through.
we're taking a harder, like a faster route and also moving faster.
Yeah, the faster route though is going to be harder to bring the crew, like this group of people that you've accrued with you.
Got it.
Just because it's these narrow alleyways, and it becomes much more obvious that like we're not on a regular street, like we're not going to find places through here.
Yeah.
Now you could use that to split off, and like one group takes skeeve through the faster direction, the other one sort of moves quicker.
Yeah.
And we can
Yeah,
kind of,
I mean,
we can kind of leave it a mystery which group has skeeve.
Yeah.
It becomes an
and
inventory
like make
item.
it obvious that you're splitting off.
yeah. Kipper and Hyacinth, do you both want to like go with the other, like the small group, and I will like
Yeah.
start gathering a larger and larger group to me,
Yeah.
and becoming more and more obvious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you make
yeah,
it
yeah,
obvious that it's Chaz's store. You're going down the street, and then we just take skeeve and
Yeah. Because
Run
we can
through the
probably
city.
prowl the rest of the way there.
yeah.
How's this like the Pied Piper of drunk people? This is great.
100%.
I've
I like
started
this
a call
plan, I
and
like this
response
plan.
song.
I love it.
So Chaz, I'll say this. Make me a sway. check
Okay.
to get the kind of convince these people to do that.
Okay.
We're gonna leave it in the air. Which group actually has Skeeve?
Okay.
And then that way we can have like a flashback on where he went, depending on how things
Amazing.
Some Ocean's 11.
go. Yeah.
Oh, some Ocean's
yeah.
11 shit. There's a guy in the same mask as Steve.
There
What
we
is
go.
it? Is it
There we go.
Aaron Sorkin, like the movies with like the different tiles and
Mhm.
the?
I cannot for the life of me get my fate things to click on my my sheet.
I
Oh.
printed mine out, so I'm just filling it out with pen.
That's
But I'm
wisdom.
gonna burn a fate so that I can roll 2 on this.
Okay.
Yay!
Did you crit?
2
yo!
sixes.
Double sixes.
Amazing!
There is a party in Carney Town tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You get this group going. They are riled up. It's starting to kind of get out of Chaz's control a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly where you want it to be.
Yes.
And yeah.
One thing, I have mesmerism, which means when I sway someone, I may cause them to forget that it's happened until they next interact with me. So at some point,
That was
I
great.
want to have gotten this crazy, and then just they all forget about me and I vanish,
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
and just let this like parade of drunks just continue, and I will go off in a different direction.
You could
I'll,
meet up
I'll
with me
say
if you
that
want.
that this gives you
walking
guys
solo.
cover, so that
Perfect.
when you take Hyacinth's route that you found, you're actually not noticed. And so so yeah, now you guys have 3 segments filled in,
Okay, amazing.
and it's
Can we-
even harder for anybody else to notice, like to keep tabs on you.
Okay. Can we prowl the rest of the way?
Yeah, be stealthy as you're taking these like back streets and everything. Yeah, go for it. Give me a
Amazing.
prowl roll.
I'm gonna burn my last fate just to give myself 3 dice.
Okay.
6.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you,
With
Stefan.
that, you manage this huge. You get to Club Trauma just before this huge mob of partiers hit Club Trauma. You guys managed to go in the back as downstairs it just starts popping off.
Amazing.
And you managed to get upstairs with Skeeve and take him up to the Tin Man's office. And he
Not only did we bring the mission home, we brought
We brought him
brought the
so
party.
much
we
business.
brought so
Yeah,
much
so much
business.
Chaz
This
is
is
Chaz
stellar
always has
performance.
Chaz always has the side quest of proving to bar owners that they want me around,
Yep.
and that I'm good for business.
I love that.
You're very successful at it. Props to Chaz.
Nick is fixing a drink when you guys come in. He's like, that was pretty quick work. I take it this is Skeeve.
Hey, that's what he said it was. He was the one tied up in the basement, being tortured by. I pull out the necklace and just hold it in front of me. By these guys.
Are the Nightshades on their way?
That's a great question. Everybody that was there is no longer there. Not in a they all got away sort of way.
Mhm.
I gotcha.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
dead.
You know me. I don't leave loose ends.
Yeah, we tipped off your men to the one person who did see us
Yeah, I heard.
and get
about
away.
that. We're seeing if we can track them down, but
Perfect.
it's a little tougher to openly go after an armor. So Skeeve, and he walks over this sort of like massive metal hand, grabs the scruff of these like very oversized clothes on Skeeve, grabs him and just lifts him straight into the air. And he's like, "So where's this cash you found?"
Ooh.
And that's where we'll leave it off.
Nice.
Oh,
Way to
success.
go! In that second segment, there were a lot of things that could have gone very wrong for that, especially
We were so split up.
like
Listen,
it is
Hey,
supposed to
hey,
be...
we were taking big risks.
I had plans. If I got found, I had plans.
Yeah, with
I'm glad
I
that the
won't say how
combat
poorly
worked
the
out, 'cause I got
first segment
dicey.
went, but just how rough it started out, and so you guys were a little behind on
Mhm.
getting the info. That second segment could have gone very badly. Because not only did they have a filled-in segment, they also would have had some advantages on like the math that I had behind the scenes of getting more segments much more quickly and armors coming to slow you down. But yeah, that
thanks.
was some very creative
We're
work.
good.
That's exactly what this whole game is built on, is sort of creative storytelling and building your own narrative as the players and not just kind of like doing the mechanical options. So thank you for anybody that is watching or is watching this later on, YouTube or wherever you get your VODs. This has been the True History of Oz RPG. Everybody, if anybody wants to give shout outs to their socials or not, go for it. But thank you guys for all being here and playing. I appreciate it.
Thanks for running.
Thank you
This
for
was
having us.
so much fun.
That was very
It was
fun.
a lot of fun to play in a new world, play with a new game system. That was awesome.
I love poisoning people. What can I say?
And we didn't even start a business. We didn't even.
I know.
It's true.
My compromise was that I was building up my
surprising
existing
thing.
one.
There you go.
Fair.
All right. Good night, everybody, and thank you.